Akron Athletics presents Zips Weekly with Joe Moorhead. Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling and Akron Hilton Fairlawn. And now your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Zips Weekly with head football coach Joe Moorhead. Well, the Zips will go from the Southeastern Conference to the Big Ten this Saturday. Another game against a Power 5 opponent as they go over to Bloomington, Indiana to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. That will be a 7:30 kickoff. Tough loss down at Kentucky, Coach, but I talked to a lot of people over the weekend, the last few days, and they said, what happened down in Kentucky? And I said, well, it was 14-3 late in the third quarter. We had a chance to get a huge turnover, and they looked at me and said, whoa, we didn't know that. But sometimes that final score can be misleading. I know you're not happy with that, but there's enough good things to happen to give you some promise for the rest of the way.
Yeah, as you mentioned, going SEC to Big Ten, out of the frying pan into the fire a little bit. But I thought our kids, I thought we had a good week of practice. I thought the game plan was solid. I thought we gave a tremendous amount of effort.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the margin of error against a upper level SEC team like Kentucky is almost negligible, and kept in it, and fought very hard, but ultimately didn't make enough plays to win the game.
They hit you with a big play early, Coach, and that I think the defense really settled down and played pretty solid that first half.
Yeah, we got a couple 3-and-outs, got a couple turnovers, and talked all week about the physicality of the game and the speed of the game being different, and tackling that running back and covering some of those receivers, and it was tough. I thought we settled in. I thought we ended up making some plays and kind of wore down towards the end.
Yeah. Right now, let's go back to Kroger Field on the campus of Kentucky University. Wildcats are the big crowd. They win the toss, Coach, and they want the football to begin play.
Yep, another good kick by Dante there, and they come out and, good stop on the run there.
Yeah, defense is solid, as we said, and you're going to see a lot of big plays by this Akron defense. As Kentucky, I think they got a little frustrated after that opening drive and couldn't get anything really going until late in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked, the first few weeks about the, upgrade of our defensive front, and C.J. Nunley with another huge game. I thought, Brian McCoy played well. And, we did a fairly good job stopping the run in the pass, but it was the explosive plays that got us. Good play by Darian Lewis here on the reverse. Yeah,
he shedded that tackle and made a nice play right in front of the Kentucky bench. I thought he had a solid game, Darian Lewis.
He did. He played well.
We're going to see him recover I don't know if he got the strip. I know he got in the end zone, the fumble. Take a look at that a little bit later. Again, a swarming defense by the Zips. And one thing I noticed, Coach, a lot of depth on defense. You're keeping a lot of guys fresh.
Yeah, with depth, you're able to utilize good rotations. But at the end of the day, we're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger, and kids are playing with a ton more confidence.
CTJ's going to keep it that time, and that quarterback draw and the quarterback fake. That was probably your most successful offensive play in the first half.
Yeah, the quarterback draw and then the tackle wrap play was good to us, and it was good to see that we weren't able to capitalize. We were 0 for 3 on touchdowns in the red zone, but I thought we moved the ball in between the 20s with much more consistency than we had the prior week. Again,
good defense by the Zips. I think that was coming across as Ryan Johnson, I think, to make the play.
Yeah, Ryan improved from last week, had a much more solid game.
And here's the strip. Looks like they're going to take it deep into our territory. Here comes Darian Lewis. You got KJ Martin in there. The ball is stripped, and Darian Lewis is right there, Johnny, in the spot to pick it up. Going to watch it again from ground level, Coach.
Yeah, very good play by Darian. Good hustle, good finish by our guys. Really shouldn't have been in that position. The coverage were in there. That ball shouldn't be completed, but at the end of the day, we found a way to get it out and get the thing turned over and back to the offense.
And there goes the turnover tire. Darian Lewis, young man out of St. Vincent, St. Mary.
There you go.
Little flanker screen.
Yeah, we trying to do some things to help out our offensive line, more quick game, more screens, more move the pockets, more draws. You're going against a defensive front that's probably got 2 guys that are going to be selected very early on in the draft, so we need to help the O-line out as much as possible. Big day for Daniel George. I think he had over 50 or 60 yards of reception.
Yeah. A couple times
breaking tackles.
Yeah, Coach, a couple of times looked like Lingard and George I think I'd step out of a tackle. They were going to make a big play.
Yeah, we ran the ball, certainly not to our standard or where we want it to be, but, against a tough front like Kentucky, we were able to generate a little bit more with the run game than we had the week before. And I think getting the ball out on the screen, perimeters, like I said, anything to try to negate the size and the athleticism of that front seven.
Yeah, second look at this one from ground level, and attacking the perimeter of that Wildcat defense, and now up the middle for some positive yardage.
Yeah, that's one thing when you're playing these Power 5 games against opponents that are, more talented, bigger, faster, and stronger. You're looking to compete. You're looking to gain confidence. And, I think obviously no moral victories, but I thought, compared to how we competed against Michigan State and Tennessee last year, that looked like a much different game.
There's C.J. Nunnally with a sack. Came in unblocked and wrapped him up.
Yeah, C.J.'s done fantastic the first 3 weeks. Most pleasant surprise of the season so far.
Good pressure and good swarming defense again.
Yeah, Kyle Thomas, number 55, coming in there. He played his best game to date in the 2 years he's been here so far.
It's going to be a bad snap, and again, the defense all over that. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, about the entire defense trying to corral that one.
Yeah, Judd came in, made a good play there. Once again, you see a lot of hats running to the ball. It was a very competitive first half.
Oh yeah, they scored late. I thought it was a great throw. Darian Lewis had pretty good coverage, and he just threw it where only the receiver could catch it.
Yeah, we were in match coverage, essentially man to man, and they ran 4 verticals and got the thing protected up. And Leary threw it to a spot where only the kid can get it, and sometimes you got to tip your cap to when they make a good play.
Exactly. Zips down 14-0. We're going to take a break. Come back at second half highlights right after this. The Zips battle Kentucky down at Kroger Stadium in Lexington.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
At the University of Akron, you have opportunity. Opportunity to be transformed through learning in our more than 200 in-demand degree programs. Opportunity to gain lifelong talents in the classroom, the studio, the lab, and in the community. And the opportunity to be a leader because of those who will support you here. At the University of Akron, you'll find your opportunity to reach greater heights. Here, everyone rises.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Weekly. Head coach Joe Moorhead. We are at halftime of Saturday night's game down in Lexington, Kentucky. The Zips down only 14-0. We're going to watch third quarter highlights, and Zips are going to have a chance to get back in this. A great drive. They almost get a turnover, and coach, kind of a frustrating third quarter about a lot of what ifs if things could have happened. We've been right in that football game.
Yeah, we were close.
Yeah.
Need to make a few more plays. Kids gave great effort, and like I said, margin of error is almost non-existent against a team like Kentucky.
Exactly. The Zips get the second half kickoff, coach, and we're going to see, I think, about a 6-minute drive in this third quarter. But right now, you get the football to begin the second half.
Yeah, we get the touchback and see a level of consistency, running it, throwing it. The DJ getting it out to Gatings. I believe he had 6 catches, had his best day as a Zip. Lingard's showing the flashes of what we want to see the rest of the season. Pretty nice job moving the ball.
We're going to talk about the offensive line in the third segment. It looked like they got a little bit stronger in that third quarter, started to really get off the ball.
Yeah, it helped getting Nate Williams back and healthy and Keelan Davis back at right guard. So, and Coach Rodriguez is rotating some guys through there. But, it's definitely a positive to have, our best guys healthy.
There's Tyson Durant stepping in, getting the pick. Overthrows, and Durant right there to pick it off. That's a big play because you got some momentum, and there goes the turnover tire with that young man out of Copley and Canton McKinley.
Yeah, miscommunication on their end. Threw it right to Tyson, made a good play, and now we're back on the move.
This is your best drive of the game, Coach.
Yeah, we got down in there and had a legal man downfield penalty on the one, which I thought was a questionable call. But yeah, got down in there, and at the end of the day, we got to start making field goals.
I think you're going to get a 36-yarder out of this drive to cut it to 14-3, but you missed 2 also during the game.
Yeah, we missed 2, so we got to find a way to start making some field goals. No, number one, we got to find a way to start scoring touchdowns when we get down in the red zone.
Yeah.
But if we can't, we got to find a way to get 3 on the board.
Nice little pump fake, and going to get that one-on-one out there with one of your best wide receivers.
Yeah, we got to keep getting him more touches. Dynamic guy, returning all-MAC player. So we got to keep working to get him the ball.
There's Noah Perez with a 36-yarder, and right now the Zips are only down 14-3. And as you can see, there's only 3:27 left in the third quarter. We're right in this football game.
Yeah, we are. Kids are fighting, scratching, clawing, and you know, we said no clock, no scoreboard. We weren't going to look at either, and we are just going to keep swinging away and get to the fourth quarter and hopefully have a chance to find a way to win it.
Pretty good defense by K.J. Martin. Nearly stepped in front of that one.
Yeah, I think that would have been a pick six.
We're not going to see the play where we had them wrapped up, and now somehow they got that football away to Davis for about a 50-yard touchdown run. And that was really tough because mentally it takes you out of the football game a little bit.
Yeah, you know, you have the guy sacked by three different people, and he's able to kind of do a big bend and, you know, kind of wriggle his way out of it and find it to that back, and then he just did the rest.
Another good flanker screen that time to Daniel George. And Dante Jackson, he's going to punt it. And we're going to get a big break here, Coach. They're going to fumble that, and we're going to get pretty good field position.
Yeah, we got it recovered, 1st and 10 at the 22. We run a run play and get 1 or 2, have a guy open on a speed out, and we throw it over his head, and then, you know, third down, we're not able to convert, and then we missed the field goal.
And I think Darian Lewis is going to get this one too.
Yeah, I mean, we're the beneficiary of great field position, you know, a chance to cut this thing into, you know, a 2-score game, and we're not able to put it in the end zone, and then we missed the field goal.
Going to continue to throw that nice sideline pass.
Yeah,
Boy,
very
good
excited
effort there
about
by
Gathings.
Gathings.
Yeah, great practice habits. You know, a guy that sat behind, you know, Shockey last year and you know, lost most of the season because of injury. But he's a guy that we're going to see continue to improve throughout the season.
Boy, nice drive there by Drake Anderson. Showed his speed once you get him into that second level.
Yeah, we're showing flashes. You know, we just got to be way more physical up front, run the ball better, protect, and you know, finish drives off.
Put Jeff Undercuffler in the game, and again, he comes off the bench and throwing strikes.
Yeah, he went 6 of 7, moved us down into touchdown range. Got a nice run there by Lorenzo, and we, you know, took a couple timeouts, and much to the chagrin of some of the Kentucky faithful, we're, you know, trying to build confidence, try to get these other guys some work, and I think you see, you know, Adrian Norton, true freshman receiver, who we got really excited about, was able to come in and, you know, get a couple touches and make some plays. Saw Caleb Anderson make a catch, so, you know, that's part of it. We want to play the whole 60 minutes and, you know, make sure we know that we're not competing and never giving up.
I think that's Norton right there making a catch with his hands.
He's going to be a really good player here.
Going to throw it, I think, to Lorenzo this time going down the sidelines.
Yeah, he got to have better situational awareness, 2-minute drill, get out of bounds. And, you know, Coach Stoops, like I said, done a great job building the program, and, you know, they're a tough out.
They're
going to win a lot of games. They're going to go to a bowl game, and I think this experience of competing in that environment against a team of their caliber is going to serve us well this week and then certainly throughout the rest of the season.
I thought there was enough positive things, especially on the defensive side, that lends itself to pretty good the remainder of the season if you get that offense rolling.
Yeah, I mean, you know what the deal is going into these games. I mean, it's not a secret. So, you know, you know, go into it with a positive mindset. Make sure you're doing a great job preparing, and the kids going in and, you know, just competing their butts off for 60 minutes and find a way to get a little bit better, which we did.
Yeah, what do you tell your team after an effort like that, 14-3 late in the third quarter?
I think there was a level of excitement that we were able to, you know, show that we could compete for a play, for a series, for a quarter. But the most disappointing part, unlike Michigan State and Tennessee last year, we didn't have a chance. I mean, we were blown out of the water from the first snap of the game. That we had a chance to do something in this game, and some of the errors that we made didn't have anything to do with it being Kentucky.
You're right.
They were things that we were you know, self-inflicted, and once again, the first 2 thumbs come back at me to make sure I'm doing a great job preparing the team mentally and physically. But when we're given an opportunity to make plays, and they're there to be made, we got to find a way to make them, because in a game like that, you know, you can't give up plays that are we got to do simple better.
Yeah. Final comment, Coach. I don't think they had. I'm trying to think any sustained drives they had. Hit us with big plays, but nothing going 70, 80 yards for a touchdown.
No, that was the issue. We gave up 13 explosive plays.
Yeah.
I think 8 passes and 5 runs, which is way more than we had throughout the season. And they ran 49 offensive plays, and 27% of them, you know, 12 or more is a run explosive, 15 or more is a pass explosive, and 27. That's where we got hit. We got hit with the big plays.
Exactly. Zips with a tough loss. As we said, they head to Bloomington, Indiana on Saturday night to take on the Hoosiers. We're going to talk about that, get a scouting report from the coach a little bit later. We're going to take a break and talk about some of the individual performances Saturday down in Lexington right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
At the University of Akron, you have opportunity. Opportunity to be transformed through learning in our more than 200 in-demand degree programs. Opportunity to gain lifelong talents in the classroom, the studio, the lab, and in the community. And the opportunity to be a leader because of those who will support you here. At the University of Akron, you'll find your opportunity to reach greater heights. Here, everyone rises.
Okay, each week during segment 3, we talk to the coach about some of the outstanding individual performances. And Coach, let's talk about the offensive line because we got Nate Williams and Keelan Davis back. Now you kind of solidify that group. How'd they play, and what do you see looking forward now?
Yeah, we got to keep them healthy. All right, that's the biggest thing, so we can get some continuity. But after a disappointing performance against Morgan State, where we really struggled to block number 0 and the other defensive end, I thought we ran the ball with a bit more consistency against 2 draft picks. I thought we, held up in pass protection for the most part. Gave up 4 sacks, which is too many. But once again, being able to compete, being able to find that consistency, and I thought it was an improved performance from the Morgan State game.
There's not a senior on that offensive line. In fact, they're starting 2 redshirt freshmen, Tyler Williams at center and then Keelan Davis. Those are 2 pretty young offensive line.
Yeah, we got some good guys that were redshirting, have some really good guys committed.
Yeah.
So there's definitely talent in that room, and like anything, you need to develop it and give those guys opportunities. So the future's definitely bright in the O-line room. 2
quarterbacks, and I think they were 29 out of 41 collectively. How do you think the quarterbacks played?
It was good to kind of get DJ settled back in. We a little bit of an inconsistent effort against Morgan State and gave Jeff an opportunity. But that's kind of DJ's game. Using his arm, using his legs. Getting the ball out to our playmakers. Didn't turn it over. Got to be much more efficient on third down. I think we were only 6 of 15. But and then Jeff came in kind of the last drive of the fourth quarter and was able to push the ball down the field.
Yeah. As we said, the defense played well for most of the football game. C.J. Nunnally, another good game. And a guy we haven't talked much about, the transfer from Illinois. Linebacker Shimon Cooper, I think, had 5 tackles.
He did. Shimon had a good game. He played well. He and Brian McCoy playing the will position. We got a lot of productivity there. And, once again, it's, tough to lose a guy like Bubba, but the way Fish, McCoy, Shimon Cooper, Andrew Boehm a little bit, we're seeing a lot of production out of the linebacking unit.
I like the 2 local defensive back, Darian Lewis from St. Vincent St. Mary and Tyson Durant from Canton McKinley. Shows this local area can produce some pretty good football players.
Yeah, a lot of depth in our defensive backfield. Once again, probably too many explosive plays given up. But, like anything, we're going to recruit the local area as hard as we can. But there's got to be a level of reciprocity. That we got to want them, but they got to want to come here. So we're not going to lower our standard to take a guy that can't play at Akron. But as many local guys as we can keep home, would love to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because we talk to a lot of people that want to recruit locally, but these guys got to be able to play Division I football. I like your defense, Coach. I know there's a little wiggle room there. They play with a little chip on their shoulder. They get a little nasty, but I like that in the defense.
Yeah, you'd rather say Woden Sikkim. And, Teray, Lama, LaJoshua Jackson got the start. He did some really nice things. Antonio Smith. Bennett Adler, a guy that's really finding a role here as a defensive end and playing a little bit of defensive tackle. So, yeah, the defense is definitely playing with a lot more physicality, a lot more aggressiveness, and kind of the identity that we want to see.
Yeah, the wide receivers also did a good job. Daniel George caught 6 balls, Gathing and Adams caught 5. You mentioned freshman Adrian Norton is going to be a really good player, but they continue. If they get open, they're going to catch the football.
Yeah, and then, Miles Walker and Bobby Golden, we got to get those guys some touches. But, the wide receiver room is definitely our most talented on the team. We got to find a way to get them open. And, we're the area where we're really a little bit, behind schedule right now is our explosive plays and pushing the ball down the field. And, people don't understand, well, just throw the ball down the field. Well, you got to be able to protect, right? And you got to get enough people out to get them open. So it's a little bit of tricky proposition where you're trying to help the offensive line out and throw a quick game and get the ball out of your hand. But at the same point, you need to generate explosive plays. But to do that, you got to be able to protect.
Exactly. We're going to take a break, come back with a scouting report on the Indiana Hoosiers at Bloomington, Saturday night at 7:30. We're back after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
At the University of Akron, you have opportunity. Opportunity to be transformed through learning in our more than 200 in-demand degree programs. Opportunity to gain lifelong talents in the classroom, the studio, the lab, and in the community. And the opportunity to be a leader because of those who will support you here. At the University of Akron, you'll find your opportunity to reach greater heights. Here, everyone rises.
Now it's time for our weekly scouting report brought to you each week by the Hilton Akron Fairlawn Hotel. As we said, you go from the Southeastern Conference to the Big Ten over at Bloomington, Indiana, Saturday night to take on the Hoosiers at 7:30. They're coming off a tough loss to Louisville. That was a game played in Indianapolis, big rivalry, and they came back after a bad first half to really almost win that game in the second half against the Cardinals.
Yeah, Coach Allen is one of the good guys in this profession. Know him very well. Much like Coach Stoops, he's been a beneficiary of time, and I'm giving him an opportunity to build his program. But win over Indiana State. Played Ohio State very, very, very tough, and then, as you mentioned, the Louisville game came down to the fourth quarter. So, very, very talented and well-coached Big Ten East team.
Yeah, he's a former Big Ten Coach of the Year, and I think he's in his 7th season over at Bloomington, which, of course, a lot of people think is a basketball school. He's gone in there and done some good things on the football side.
No, he's done a fantastic job in fan base administration, understand expectations, and he's really had some signature wins, and they're not going to get all the 4 or 5 star players maybe that some of the other teams in the conference do, but they do a great job evaluating and a great job developing their talent. Yeah,
watch that second half against Louisville, and they came down. I think the quarterback dove toward the pylon. They thought he was in. They marked it at the 1. Then they get stuffed on that 4th down play. That very easily could have gone into overtime.
Yeah, Louisville jumped up early in the game, and Indiana kept plugging away and finding a way to get back in it, and took it to the fourth quarter. So very, very competitive game.
They got a good quarterback, I think, in Tavern Jackson, and a good wide receiver in Cam Camper, good size wide receiver at 6'3". So they present some problems offensively.
Yeah, I recruited that kid when we were out at Oregon. He's a very, very good football player. Walt Bell, former UMass head coach, has been a coordinator all around the country. They mix the scheme in very well, a little bit of run game, some triple option elements to it, some RPOs, but some good downhill run game, and really challenge you, horizontally and vertically in the pass game as well.
Exactly. Going against Kentucky and now Indiana toughens up the players, starting to play at that level each week now.
Yeah. I mean, and they're excited about it. Anytime it's like an FCS team getting a chance to play a FBS team, these kids are excited about the opportunity to play against a team from a Power 5 conference, and I think it's shown in our preparation. But to have an opportunity in this one, we have to play as hard. We have to execute at a way higher level.
Quickly, Coach, I think we've come out of these last couple of games pretty good injury-wise. I know coaches don't like to look off injuries. We're pretty healthy, aren't we?
Yeah, we were very fortunate in a game that was incredibly physical to come out, pretty healthy. Today's player's off day. We'll get him some treatment and head into practice tomorrow, and hopefully we're at full strength.
Okay. Coach, best of luck against Indiana. Thanks for watching. Back next week with more Zips Weekly. And always remember, go Zips.
Thanks for watching Zips Weekly with Joe Moorhead. Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling and Akron Hilton Fairlawn. We'll see you next week. And as always, go Zips.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.